Hey students, my name is Mr. Young, and I want to do this tutorial for my fiance, but I'm gonna share it with everyone, so I'm doing it as a walkthrough tutorial. But so what I'm trying to do is get her to put, well, she is making a logo for her own business. I'm just trying to help her. So click File Place and find the graphic. I have it in my YouTube videos Illustrator. If I could ever go. Alright, it took a little finagling, but I finally got it. This is the light bulb that I'm showing you the example of. So start by scaling it down, and you constrain the proportions. Like if you don't constrain the proportions, switch to gear selection tool, which is V, which is the black arrow tool. And if you don't constrain proportions, you see you can scale it all funny looking. So we don't want that. So Control Z to undo that, and hold to constrain proportions. Hold down Shift. That works, but as you can see, it works, but it's working in that shrinking to the corner that we cannot see behind my Pathfinder window. So what we do is hold Shift and Alt when we scale, and it scales uniformly to the center of the window. And it really doesn't matter what size we make it, because it's going to be vectorized when we're done anyway. But you hold Alt down when you move it, and if you hold Alt, it makes a copy, which actually we want to move this to its own layer. So edit, cut, and then we create a new layer by, you could use the hotkey for this, which I'm not sure exactly what it is. I just always use that new layer button. And so then you choose edit, paste in place. So it puts it back on the new layer exactly where it was before. And now our first modification will be to this one. Okay, object left trace, tracing options. So that then we're given a little more control over what we're seeing. Hit preview so that you can see it after it's done, and you can see with the defaults this is what it's come up with, which is not desirable for us. It's not really a darkly drawn image anyway, but we turn up the threshold and see if that helps any. It does a little, but in fact, let's see what it could have put. Let's crank the threshold way up. In fact, if we go okay, all the way up to 255 is no good, because it goes and makes a lot of artifacts. I think that's about as good as we'll get with this. So if you hit trace, it will go through and it will do that to your drawing, but you don't want it yet. So Control Z, and you choose Object, Control, Live Trace, make and expand. Now you choose your white arrow, which is hotkey A, and then click off it. Just click anywhere on the background, and you want to select the background of the drawing and hit delete. So now you only have the lines that are actually in the drawing. That's zooming out. Silly Mr. Young. And to zoom in, you hit Control plus and Control minus to zoom out, like this, or Control plus to zoom in. And you can use, if you hold down the space button, it turns your cursor into the little hand, so it lets you pull your paper around. Think of it like if you actually had a piece of paper in front of you and you wanted to move it around, and it's within a little window, which is what we have essentially. And just holding the space down allows you to move that page around so that you can see. If it were drawn a little better, this was just done quickly in pencil. So it's not the best drawing in the world, but that's one way. If it were drawn better, Live Trace actually gives you a purpose to gives you a way to instead of having to do everything independently, it actually traces it for you and it makes it vector, which is pretty cool for photographs. But we're not doing photographs right now. So right now we're going to go to the drawing version, and we're going to double click on the layer that it's on and choose template, which locks it from selection and it grades it out a little. So what you can then do is choose the line tool, which I believe is hotkey L, and create a new layer for your drawing. And we're gonna simply trace the line of this light bulb. Now I'm not gonna go and do all of it, but now don't be concerned if by this color filling up the center of it. It just does that because it needs to, but we're going to change that in a moment. Now for shapes, you have to close the line by clicking on the first point. And then we modify by going to the white arrow or hotkey A and click anywhere else on the screen. And actually for this, I think we're going to go to Convert Anchor Point tool and click on this handle, so it gets rid of the handle altogether, because we really don't need that point, so I'm going to move this down a bit. And because of the E tool, it allows you to modify the line itself. These two boxes indicate your fill and your stroke. You could hit this to make it a cartoon-like thing with a white fill with a black line, but what we're going to do is select the line, the fill color, and hit this to make it invisible. So there's still the line there, but you just can't see the middle. So we're going to go OK. Now we're going to modify the I believe the line width, because 1 point by default is fairly hard to see, so we're going to change it to 6. But so as you can see, there's the shape is taking up. The shape is, well, it's taking shape. Duh. Now I'm just adjusting the handle here, but just for my personal preference, I choose to use the width tool. And up here, we're going to make a click and drag. Oh, I didn't realize that it was actually dictated by the points of the line. So we're going to undo that, and on the point at the top itself, it's going to be wider, and then at this point it's going to get smaller. Just my experience in tattooing has made me a little more biased towards towards line thickness of hand drawn things. Now once you have your line at the proper size, which oops, I didn't mean to put an extra point on there. Now, if anyone that is good at using Illustrator could tell me how to delete with anchors, let me know, because I don't know. See, I went and put another one on by accident. And try to adjust the width of this one. No, it doesn't let me. So once again, if you can tell me how to adjust the width after you adjust them, let me know. Because I can adjust them when I first need to, but after that I'm kind of screwed because I don't know how to do it. But once you're satisfied with the width of the line, you can expand that to by choosing path outline stroke, which and then puts an outline around the line, so it's no longer a line, it's a shape. And because it's on its own layer, this shape can be moved, and the original template is there, and in fact the layer is templated, so as you can see it has the template look, but if you click on that, it works just like the eye. It hides. So I'm going to view and fit artboard in window so that you can see the entire thing, and so you can see the in fact, if you'd like to, you could hit group, but that may be a wiser thing to do for this, but because currently it's a bunch of individual pieces. Oh no, it's one shape, that's right. So it already is grouped. So you could ungroup it if you want, using object ungroup, and then you can select individual pieces of the line and take them off if you want it, but I don't want that. In fact, I want this all to be one object. I want to be able to change the color of everything it was. So this box is shape finder. Hit unite, and the shape finder can be found under this icon here on your toolbar. And if you hit unite, then you can change the fill color to whatever you like. I'm gonna choose a fuchsia just to show you. And if we click, it's exactly, well, I'm going to use a Control Plus to zoom in a little, and the hand to move it, space bar to move it into place. But you can see that it's all one shape, and now if you click on any of the shapes, it will well, you can add a stroke to that as well, but if you wanted to, so you could come up with some interesting effects. It's obviously not perfect, but so it might be best to select your stroke and just turn it off by hitting the transparent button, and so that's how you do that. There you go, and that's a quick tutorial on Illustrator. And if you have any more requests, please let me know. I'm gonna do a tutorial on how to prepare this drawing in Photoshop to bring it into Illustrator, which gives you the best effects when you use it. Just with default threshold, but then I'll have to wait till next time. So as always, this is Mr. Young, and keep drawing.